Good morning, fellow cohorts. I'm Robert Hicks, sitting here with Mr. Tony Newsome.
Hello.
Tony graciously agreed to an interview. I've known Tony for a number of years, and he has a pretty interesting venture. He's an entrepreneur in many different ways, and thanks for taking the time, Tony.
You're welcome.
Tell me a little bit about how you got the entrepreneurial spirit. I mean, you've always been you've always been essentially making your own money in the
Sure.
in the insurance industry.
Right, and that requires quite a bit of entrepreneurial skills, of its own. So, Bacrobial has a history of about 8 years. There was a scientist in California who actually came up with a patented formula to help thwart rampant MRSA that was going on in some of the nursing homes and things. And I don't want, if he had a doctorate, I'm not sure about all of his background, but he found that by combining certain nutrients in a special way, heat, cool process, and the way and the timing of the combining after doing this with a number of things that were already known to have some real beneficial benefits to injury and wounds and different type of bacterial entities. He was able to formulate something that was amazing and was able to actually earn a U.S. patent on that. So
Yeah, and I've heard of Bacrobial just with knowing your company and your involvement with the product. But basically, it's it's what folks might commonly refer to as a hand sanitizer, but it goes beyond that in terms of kills bacteria, even as sort of a preventative measure. If you're getting a little bit of a sore throat, you might.
You know a lot, Bob, so you must be using it, I guess.
I have used it actually.
Well,
and I guess you're getting ready to distribute we're looking for sports medicine type distributors, hospitals, nursing homes, as you mentioned.
Sure, and we have a coordinated effort with the folks that we have the manufacturing with at Beta Medical. I won't get into our relationship with them. But the company that I have ownership in as a stockholder, we do have some pretty significant plans. But anyway, the order of events was the guy in California ended up having some tremendous, I don't know if it was medical related or what, but he ended up selling the patent to the folks here, and then I learned about some of the great properties of this stuff. And to back up a little bit, it does have some really phenomenal type of properties as far as preventative type things that we have to be careful about the way we claim it, because the FDA is so restrictive about claims to kill or claims to cure. So
right.
We have to work around that and basically word of mouth, and let folks tell the folks about just what it's done for them.
Sure.
But once you do put it on, it has every bit of the benefit of a hand sanitizer and then some, as you said. Local hand sanitizers have a number of negative drawbacks. In fact, there's some sitting over the desk over there. Purell, which is one of the big ones, Germex, they are all alcohol-based. Alcohol-based sanitizers do have a highly effective kill on bacteria.
Which it kills maybe bacteria that you don't need killed.
Kills all the bacteria.
Yeah.
Really, there's not one, even the beneficial ones won't survive a Purell or a alcohol-based
Sure.
sanitizer. It has a very temporary effect, though. In fact, as soon as it dries, it's worthless. So if you want to be protected from bacteria on your hands, you have to continuously apply it, and your hands basically have to stay wet throughout the day, or you have no benefit. And you'd be surprised how quickly alcohol-based sanitizers don't,
It evaporates, and then if you touch something,
But the main thing most folks don't realize is they have absolutely no beneficial effect on most, if not all, viruses. In fact, when we went to some certain FDA-approved labs to have our stuff tested, we've got the white papers. There's some phenomenal results. I'm not at liberty to show or share what that is,
Sure.
but on a one-on-one basis, we do have a number of different type of things, including H1N1, with the test results that are stunning as far as, and that's a virus, by the way, as far as the effectiveness of this. And it's not just a little bit of time involved here. This stuff has a good kill ability. I believe that the test results show up to 80% after about 8 hours. So once you apply this, not only does it have a residual effect on bad bacteria,
Right.
and interesting enough, the test results show that it doesn't have much of any effect on beneficial bacteria on the body. So
And that's the way the formula was created, it's patented. And did you have to go through FDA approval?
Well, we're in the process of getting a 510K through the manufacturer. We're going to roll out a diabetic, foot wound product eventually if the FDA approves it. All the data and research is there, but you have to go through the process and the red tape of
Sure.
of getting this.
And as far as getting involved in the company, starting the company, getting the product,
Yeah.
to actually rolling it out, I mean, you've been involved in this process for really a number of years.
Well, actually, I got involved with it probably a little over a year ago.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
so-
So it's been a year or two.
Yeah, and I was brought on to do the risk management, for the company, and invited
Gotcha.
to invest and buy into the company, which I've done, and consider what I do highly entrepreneurial as far as what I do for the company as a whole.
So you had to pony up the money,
Pony up the money,
risk,
you have
the
to pay
risk,
to play,
the
and
risk reward.
risk reward, and it's looking like things hopefully will be going along very well. Like any growing company, there is a real need for capital issues and funding,
Sure.
and then you have your own set of internal issues with personalities and workflows and things like that we're having to sort out and kind of learn on the wing.
Sure.
And so
Figuring out who's responsible for what.
right, and on a shoestring budget, it's kind of tough. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's interesting. And what are your longer term plans? Hopefully, this will hit the market and you'll make millions of bucks and retire from insurance.
Yeah, we could do one of those Walgreen in a perfect world commercials,
Right.
maybe throw down some rose petals. No, but we always get a daily dose of reality check. With anything you do, it's fine to come up with things, but we're really excited about this thing because it has applications as you would apply it for your whole body. It has
Right.
an unusually high amount of body core temperature cooling ability. We really haven't quite figured that out. One of the other things that we found out through Appalachian University, who's been doing kind of some testing on the athletes and so forth, is that they like it from a aspect of what it has meant as far as keeping down the spread of body-to-body bacterial things.
Especially in sports
Yes.
related activities.
Yes, MRSA's been of particular concern of any school or university where they have body contact, and they were somebody through them found out from the U.S. Olympic team, so the product went to the U.S. Olympics, and I understand that now too. This is, and we're not claiming this, but we're hearing from Appalachian that their athletes have been using it and have a phenomenal reduction in cramps. If you get something with a leg cramp,
Right.
or a sprain or anything, they're getting some phenomenal results with the swelling going down or the cramp being mitigated almost immediately from that. And we were scratching our heads. We didn't know they would do this, but if you say so, we can't say so because of FDA rules.
Right.
But the fact is, we're hearing that not by anything we're doing, that is becoming more and more of an interest among athletics teams, as well as some of the pro teams. And I'm not allowed to promote or use that name.
Sure. Sure.
They apparently cramping is a big deal in a lot of where the body heats up, and this type of thing has some type of sympathetic effect or nerve. Maybe hydration's an issue, maybe not. We're finding that the topical application of this is having some
And let me just ask you a couple general questions because
Sure.
Tony's been in the insurance industry, as well as his own efforts with his company and the product that he's mentioning. But just in general, from an entrepreneurial perspective, what do you think the biggest challenges are being an entrepreneur in general, with your overall work history and just
one.
experience?
Yeah, the first and primary one is the government. Just tell the government, get the hell out of our way and do what's right. And with this new stuff and the new legislation coming along as a small business that'll eventually have, a number of employees.
Sure.
We have to think in terms of, well, would it be better to make this stuff elsewhere? In a foreign country. They have so many laws and regulations now in businesses. They talk about jobs, the government creates jobs. The government doesn't create any jobs. They never have. Only their own people they hire.
Right. And let me ask you, what obviously there are challenges in any business arena. What do you think the most rewarding aspect of being an entrepreneur is?
Well, taking something that you've done and mold it, create it, seeing it take off, seeing what you have done directly to promote the company as a team member, as an owner, and seeing this success progress. There's a great amount of satisfaction, not unlike somebody, I guess, a musician or an artist would have in seeing their product come to market in a big way and be recognized for that. And not just the money aspect. We're all motivated by that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually good for the country. There.
But the creation and the success,
and also what it means to people's lives. If you have a product that actually genuinely helps improve somebody's lives in a very significant way, we're seeing that our product has that potential and is actually making some differences. I'll give an example with my own daughter, who at the time the H1N1 virus was going around. We had a big concern because she is on a particular kind of medication that has for therapy that dampens down the immune system from being so overreactive. Okay. It's great stuff, and it's made her life better. But at the same time, when she first got on this particular therapy, it made her more susceptible to things like H1N1, and she went off to school for the first time, first college year. And we knew that this was starting to spread and it was killing young people.
Yeah.
So I told her, take our product, keep it with you, keep it on you, everywhere you go, and hopefully it'll mitigate the
And how'd she do with that, out of curiosity?
Didn't get it, didn't have it. And of course at that time they didn't have the immunizations available.
So she didn't catch anything.
I think her roommate did.
Interesting.
And I think half the wing in her college dorm and the suite mates all came down with H1N1, and she got away unscathed.
Well, I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Again, Mr. Tony Newsome, his product is Bacrobial, and I understand your general disclaimers. But when you get FDA approval, I'll give you a copy of this, and you can incorporate it into your first set of advertisements.
Perfect. That'd be great. So
great. Thanks again, Tony Newsome, and we'll see you back in the virtual classroom.
Sounds good, Bob. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Weeping willow, high morning dove. I got a